The lie they sold you. By 2026 of May, American companies had already blamed AI for more job cuts than they did in all of last year. But here is the part. They did not put in the press release. Some of the same companies are now quietly hiring back for the exact kind of jobs they said AI would replace. Same decks, same responsibility, different job title, so nobody has to admit what really happened. Recruiters already have a name for these workers, and it's called AI boomerangs. Thrown out of the door during the AI hype wave and spinning right back through it when the spreadsheet had stopped making sense. So, how did the most powerful companies on the earth spend 2 years telling workers a machine would cut their job only to discover expensively, publicly, and in some cases humiliatingly that machines did still need the humans? The answer is not what you think. It is not AI got weaker. It is AI has got even better than it has been ever been. And the most importantly, the fantasy, the task, and the job are the same things broke. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you will understand why one company reportedly burned half of millions of dollars on AI in single month, why Ford had to bring back veteran human expertise, and why the most valuable skill in 2026 may not be only using AI. It may be knowing when AI is about to become a very expensive mistake. Let's move on to the act number one, the first crack in the lie. Let's start with Ford's story. Ford had a very modern idea. Use AI, use cameras, use automated quality systems, use fewer humans. On paper, it sounds perfect. Machines don't get tired, machines don't ask for raises, machines don't push back in meetings. But in the real world, walked into the factory because cars don't fail politely. They fail in ugly, weird, and unpredictable ways. That's the brutal truth. A tiny sound, a strange vibration, a pattern that doesn't look dangerous until you have seen it before, and that was the problem. AI could detect what it had been trained to detect, but the veteran engineers knew things that were never properly written down. They had pattern recognition built from years of mistakes, recalls, customer complaints, and painful lessons. And the knowledge was not in the dashboard. It was not in a training file. It was not in a prompt. It was inside the humans. So Ford's reportedly brought back around 350 experienced gray beard engineers and technicians. And here is the embarrassing part. They did not come back because AI was useless. They came back because AI needed human judgment to become useful. Read that again. Workers who were supposed to be replaced because human needed to make the replacement work. This is not automation. This is corporate humility with a purchase order attached. And this is where AI layoff lie starts to rock and crack. Because because the lie was never AI can help. AI can absolutely help. That's the truth. The lie was AI can replace human layer completely. Ford explained the expensive version of that lesson, and this need to be remembered for a long time. Let's move into the story number two, the customer service reality check. And Ford is not alone. In Australia, Commonwealth Bank tried the same logic with customer service. Cut the human workers, bring in AI voice robot or a bot, let the machine handle the calls. Simple, except customers are not simple. They are angry, confused, emotional. They explain the wrong problem first. They forgot details. They changed their story. They needed judgment, empathy, escalation, and sometimes just a human who understands what actually is happening on the ground. Bot could answer calls, no doubt about it, but answering a call is not same thing as solving a problem, and that's the difference forced the bank into an embarrassing reversal. This is the pattern companies keep missing. Executive took a task and think they have understood the job. But the task is not the job. Job is what happens when the task breaks. This is the second crack in the AI layoff lie. AI can handle the script, but business don't only happen inside the script. That's the brutal truth. And let's move into the act number three, the data that makes it harder to deny. One company is a mistake, two companies are a warning, but the data is where it gets uncomfortable. Robert Half found around 29% of hiring managers said their companies reopened position previously eliminated after implementing AI. This is nearly 1 in 3. Not one bad CEO, not one bad failed experiment, a pattern. Forrester also has reportedly said buyer's remorse among companies that cut staff in favor of automation. This is not anti AI panic, this is executive level regret. And the reason is painfully simple: layoffs are not free. They pay severance package to push the people out, then you pay recruiters to bring back them, the people. Then you pay higher salaries because people with their missing knowledge suddenly has the leverage. And the worst cost does not even show up on the invoice. Institutional knowledge, the context, the shortcuts, the warning signs, the I have seen this movie before instinct. You can rehire a person, you cannot instantly rehire the 6 months of context they missed. This is the part of this is the part no AI dashboard shows. The company saved salary, then they lost the memory. Let's move on to the act number 4, the bill that exposed the cost lie. Now let's talk about the part that makes CFO sweat. AI was sold as a cheaper lever, but agentic AI is changing the math. A chatbot gives one answer, a agentic AI chases a goal. It reads, it writes, tests, fails, retries, loops, calls tools, summarizes, and starts again. Every step does cost money. Axios reported that AI consultant said one client burned a $500 million cloud bill in a single month after failing to set the usage limit. Maybe that is the extreme case, but the direction is real. GitHub changed Copilot pricing because the old model was no longer sustainable. Why? Because a quick chat question and a multi-hour autonomous coding session cannot cost the same forever. The sentence should terrify every company treating AI like unlimited magic. For the first time, human worker is becoming predictable cost. Machine is becoming the volatile one. A person has a salary, an unchecked AI workflow has a meter running, and it does not stop because the task was stupid. That is the third crack in the AI layoff lie. The machine may be fast, but fast is not same as cheap, and the cheap is not the same as controlled. Let's move on to the interesting story. The act number 5, the 6% that companies forget. IBM shows the final trap. Its Ask HR system reportedly handles 94% of common HR queries. That sounds like an astounding victory. Vacation policy, payroll questions, basic employee request, done instantly. But HR is not dangerous because of the easy 94%. HR is dangerous because of the messy reminder. The complaint that could become a lawsuit, a conflict between two employees, the gray area decision. The moment where a company needs accountability, not autocomplete. This is why IBM's next move is so important. The company that automated huge parts of HR is also reportedly increasing entry-level hiring quietly in the US. Why? Because if AI does all the junior work today, who becomes expert tomorrow? Every senior engineer was once a junior. Every experienced manager once learned through boring, repetitive work. Every expert was built on the very task companies now rushing to delete. Cut the bottom of the ladder and don't be shocked when nobody can climb. This is not efficiency. This is a company eating its seed corn and calling it innovation. And what's this collapse really mean? So here is the real message. AI is not failing. The replacement fantasy is failing. AI is incredible at tasks, but companies don't survive on tasks. They survive on judgment, context, test, accountability, escalation, and human who know when the machine is confidently wrong. So don't compete with AI on the easy 94%. Let it take the busy work. They plant your flag on the dangerous 6%. Become the person who knows where AI fails, what it costs, and when it should be trusted. And when someone needs to pull the cord, because in the world of infinite AI answer, the most valuable person is not the one who asks the best prompt, it is the one who knows the answer is about to become an expensive disaster. 2 years ago, they said your salary was the problem. Now the spreadsheet is telling a different story. The machine turned out to be powerful but not cheap, not simple, and definitely not unsupervised. You are not saving by corporate kindness, you are saved by math. The same math that's supposed to replace you. The AI lay of lie is starting to collapse, and the boomerang is already in the air. The only question is whether you are standing in the position to catch it. If this changed how you see AI and your career, send it to someone who thinks they are already replaced or replaceable. They need to hear the part CEOs are not saying it loud. Hey, if you have not met me, my name is Pritam. I talk about latest tool, trends, AI news, and latest happenings, and demystifying the generative AI. I happen to be a TEDx speaker and author on the best selling book on Amazon. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.